Do you want to learn to play The Cold Wind by Greta Van Fleet from their album Anthem of the Peaceful Army on the guitar? Well, keep watching because that's what we're going to do in this video. Hello, I'm Paul Douglas. I'm a musician with decades of experience in recording, writing and performing music. This channel is all about helping the 21st century musician. If you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing by clicking that big button just below the video player. We'll start with the main riff, which is played as the intro and for the verses throughout the song. I'll play it through slowly for you. So we start on a G, which is the 3rd fret on the low E string, then we're straight into an A power chord. That's the open A string, 2nd fret on the D and G string. Then we mute the strings with the left hand and hit those strings 1 time, and then we play the A power chord 2 times. So that bit goes like this. We then play 5th fret D and G strings. I'm going to use my pinky to play those, bar across them, and then the 4th fret D and G strings, and then the 2nd fret. So I actually pull off. I just pick the first one and pull off to the other 2. After that, I'm going to play 3rd fret and 4th fret on the A string, then 2nd fret D and G string, then the open A string. So that whole section goes like this. We then play the 3rd fret E string, the A power chord, and the 3rd fret E string 2 times, then the A power chord again, and then we're going to pull off on the E string from the 3rd fret to the open string. So that part goes like this. Finally, in this riff, we're going to play a D sus4 chord, then a D chord. So you probably know these chords, but I'll explain them anyway just in case you don't. We've got open D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, and then the D sus4 is 3rd fret on the E string, and then the D that we're going to play after that drops that down to the 2nd fret on the E string. So if I play the whole riff through for you slowly. So that's the main riff. That riff is played 3 times before the singing comes in, and then 4 times with the singing in the verse. Now we're on to the chorus. This is based around a few picked chords. The first is based on a D shape, so we start with 3rd fret B string, 2nd fret A string, and the open D string, and we play those like this. Just down those 3 strings. Then we play 3rd fret E string, open D string, open E string, then 3rd fret B string, 2nd fret G string. Rather than me explaining that, it's probably easier if I just play it through for you. So we're going to play it like this. Then we have a G-based shape. This will be the 2nd fret A string, open D string, open G string, and 3rd fret on the E string. So we're going to play... Then we're going to play open D, open E, and 3rd fret B string, open G string. Again, probably easier if I just play it for you to show you what I'm doing. I'll play the whole chorus that we've gone through so far for you. Then we're going to play a D-based chord, a standard D shape, but adding in the pinky and the open string on the high E string, which goes like this. I'll play the whole chorus through for you. It goes like this. So that's basically the chorus picked chords. That's played through exactly like that 2 times. It's then played another 3rd time, but it changes. That 3rd time, the first half is the same, but the second half is different. So we get this far. instead of going to the D shape this time, we go to this B flat based shape. So we're going to play first fret on the A string, third fret on the D string, and then we're going to add in the open G string and third fret on the B string. So we get that sort of effect. We then slide that shape up 2 frets to a C bass shape. Now on that C bass shape, we leave that G string open and we play that. Then we slide up 2 frets to the D position. This time we're actually going to mute that G string, so we're not going to let it ring out. And we're going to play that D shape in this sort of a rhythm. So that's the end of the chorus, and we're back around to the main riff again. The main riff is played 6 times after that first chorus, 2 times before the second verse vocals come in, and 4 times with the vocals. Then we have a second chorus, which is exactly the same as the first chorus. We then go into a sort of bridge, middle 8 section, whatever you want to call it. This is based around 2 chords, E minor 7 and A. So we'll take that E minor 7 first. This is a standard chord shape, but I'll just explain it anyway. We've got 2nd fret on the A and D strings and 3rd fret on the B string. The rest of the strings are open. And that's picked in this sort of a pattern. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the exact notes that you're picking when there. Just as long as you've got the chord shape right and you're picking in that sort of rhythm, it's going to sound pretty close to the record. So that's the E minor shape. Then we go to the A shape. That's the standard A chord down here, 2nd fret on the D, G and B strings. But on the B string, we're actually going to play 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open string, 2nd fret, like this. And then the full chord. We then pick a couple of notes, then play the open A string, 3rd fret low E string, open low E string, like this. So I'll put those 2 chords together for you, we get this. Now those 2 chords are played again after that, but in a slightly different way. So they're played like this. This is actually strummed full chord in this sort of a rhythm. And then that bridge middle 8 section alternates between those 2 different ways of playing those E minor 7 and A chords. And then that E minor 7 to A is played 6 times using one of those 2 different ways of playing it I showed you. Then just before the guitar solo, we play an E shape, which is 9th fret, D, G and B strings. Then we add the 10th fret on the B string, then back to 9th in this sort of rhythm. Then we drop to the 7th fret on the D, G and B strings, and then drop that B string down to the 5th fret, so like this. So that E to D goes like this. We then play open D, open G and 3rd fret B string. Play that twice and then a standard A chord. Then we alternate the A chord with the 3rd fret low E string in this sort of a rhythm. So that whole section goes like this. We play that progression again in a similar way but slightly different, like this. And this is where it changes. We go A power chord and then 3rd fret, 3rd fret low E string, open string. So I'll play that whole section just before the guitar solo through for you. And then we're into the guitar solo. Our guitar solo starts on the 9th fret on the D and G strings. I bar with the first finger and play 9th fret D string. Then I bar with the third finger and play 11th fret D and G string, then 9th fret G string, like this. I then go to the 11th fret on the G string, bend it up a whole tone. Then the 9th fret B and E strings. Then on the B string, I pull off from 12 to 9, then 12 on the B string and 9 on the E string, like this. So everything so far is like this. Then we have a little descending run, 9 on the E string, 12 and 9 on the B string, and 11 and 9 on the G string, down to 11 on the D string, like this. Then it's 9, 11, 9 on the G string, which I hammer on and pull off, followed by 11 on the D string, then 11, 9 on the G string, 11 on the D string, and slide down the fretboard. So that little section is like this. Play the whole solo through for you so far slowly. We then slide up to the 13th fret on the G string. We're playing that, then the 12th fret B and E strings, then 15, 12 on the B string, like this. Then play the 14th fret G string, but bend it up a full tone. Then 12th fret B and E strings, then 15, 12, 15 on the B string, then 12 on the E string. So that whole little section is like this. We then go up to 16 on the E string, but slowly bend it up a semitone. Then down to 12 on the B string. We then play 15 on the B string a few times, all the time whilst bending it up slowly, like this. And to finish the solo, we play 14 on the G string, then bend it up a full tone, then release the bend, and then play 12 on the G string, like this. So that last bit goes like this. So let me play the whole guitar solo through for you, beginning to end. Now the chords underneath the solo are E and A, but there is one little bit that's different, and that goes like this. On the A string you play 5, 4, 2, 4, and that's played 2 times at the end of the solo. So after the guitar solo we are into the final chorus. The final chorus is just like the previous choruses, but the ending does change slightly. So after we've gone from that B flat to the C shape, so these shapes, instead of sliding up to the D, this time instead we do this. And that is 5, 4, 2 on the D string, and 3, 4 on the A string, then 2nd fret on the D and G strings, so like that. That's played through 3 times, and the song finishes with 3rd fret low E string, A power chord played 2 times like this. So that whole little outro section goes like this. And that is the whole song. Okay, so question of the day. Greta Van Fleet, what do you think? Are they just a Led Zeppelin clone, rehashing stuff that was done in the 70s? Or are they a great band in their own right, injecting some much needed rock and roll into a rather sterile music scene? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified of new videos. Keep making music, and I'll see you again in the next video. Cheers.